Well, well, well. Look who's joined us for the Friday edition of Studio 12.
And this is one of the latest grabbed guests of the Red Zone ever, and it was much to our surprise that he arrives here.
A pleasant surprise, we must say that.
Can I say we're going off the grid on this one?
A little bit.
We're using all the bounds of our creativity
That's
here.
right. That's right. But I think it's a warranted appearance because Connor McQueen has been asking for some swag for a while. By the way, this edition we're starting with the Red Zone. Will Johnson, Matt Simon, Connor McQueen with you. And it's always your honor, Connor, Connor,
you know
on the guest here.
I think I'm going to defer this honor to the guest himself. Would you like to introduce
Yeah,
yourself?
let's get you to
Do I use my real name or the name anybody knows me from?
Well, you can try a real name. We're going to need the nickname in there. We're going to need rank and title and things like that.
Bryan Gossett is my real name, which nobody knows.
Nobody
but,
cares.
It's Goose.
Goose.
I work in the equipment room, so TAMU equipment, although I am not the
I would say, yeah.
Operator.
I was
The
going to say,
operator of it.
it's not really the man behind TMU equipment because you'd have to know how to tweet.
I do.
Yeah.
I do know how to tweet. Sometimes I have to get some help from my kids, but that's it's okay.
They have smaller thumbs.
Yeah.
You're probably known best as the man behind the air horn at practice.
The air horn
or
guy.
bullhorn.
Yeah.
Or bullhorn.
Sometimes he's
Air
got the
horn.
bullhorn.
That too.
I feel like we should start and end every segment with an air horn today. Can you fake one with your voice?
Nah,
No.
that's why he needs the air
Yeah.
horn.
You gotta have
He has a
horn.
very, very minuscule voice, like a
Yeah.
That's why I have to use the
He has the
bullhorn.
bullhorn. Nobody can hear him. He has to deepen it up a little bit.
He's always the guy. If you ever want to find Goose at practice, look no more than 2 feet from Kevin Sumlin. He's always right there.
Or just look for the guy in the cargo shorts.
Yeah.
It's not always cargo
It's-
shorts,
it-
but
But the fact that Goose is on this show, does that increase Coach Sumlin's possibility of watching the show to about maybe 4%?
I don't think so.
probably
No,
not.
I don't
stays
think
at about
so.
negative 2%.
I think we're
Yeah.
sitting in the red still. If we're being honest with ourselves.
Now, did Goose earn this appearance because you finally got some long sleeve swag that you had been asking for a while?
I wouldn't say that that necessarily put it over the edge, but I mean, I'm not going to say that it didn't help out.
But I also have to say that it's one of the coldest days in a while. And Connor comes in short sleeves and shorts. Goose, you're falling behind, man.
well, I can't
Doesn't
help
he
but
need something?
Well, that's
here?
what happens whenever it's we're upcoming on finals and forbid that we actually get a little bit behind on schoolwork, but that just so happened that we had a 12-game season going on there for a while, and so it's time to play a little bit of catch-up. So I may not have been outside, within the last couple of days other than to eat. So
hadn't seen light in a while. Goose, in case you are wondering, finals, that's an academic thing and studying, and that's not really you.
So y'all aren't here just for football?
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, Goose just stays over there in the
That's what I
equipment
thought it was
staff.
for.
Yeah. Goose just stays.
we're
in the
just here to
equipment
ask.
room
We're
all
just
the
here to
time.
ask for socks.
Yeah,
That's all I do.
And
Bryan
gear.
Gossett and Connor McQueen here on the Studio 12. A&M equipment staff. Connor, this is one of the many groups of behind-the-scenes guys that work with you guys and really help. I mean, they're really critical to you guys even functioning and getting on the field, along with the trainers and all these other types of people, academics. But it's nice to give these guys well-deserved love, I think.
Oh yeah, of course, and the ultimate praise by getting an invitation to come perform on the Red Zone here is really just showing all the gratitude that we've had over my time here. But they are some of the, like you say, the unsung heroes, not necessarily just in the equipment room, but on game days, whether it's some of their guys on their staff being ball boys on our sidelines, being ball boys on the opponent's sidelines, which is always interesting.
Don't think I'd want that job.
They love it.
The guys for the other teams that are on our sidelines usually don't like it by about the second half.
I got a feeling they
Yeah.
wouldn't like Connor.
I'm not going to comment further on that.
Connor's probably talking to him more than anybody else.
But Goose and
Does a lot
I developed a special relationship this past season, and that one of my jobs, one of my many jobs, one of the things that I do on game day, I can't even say that without laughing at myself. I do signaling for some of the offensive players, and so I have my red hat on and I have my headset, and so I have to use both of my hands, and I can't have my helmet.
Yeah.
Whenever we score touchdowns to to do the exchange and go out and hold kicks. And that was something that I had a lot of anxiety about whenever they said I was going to have to signal. I was like, well, what am I going to do with my helmet? Things like that. And Goose really stepped up to the plate big time for me here. And so he's my helmet guy. And so he just kind of tags along like, come on, like heel.
Yeah. Hip
right,
pocket.
Yeah,
right there.
my hip pocket. And, we go touchdown, and then it's just a seamless transition of me popping off of the headset from my waist, throwing the headset, because I'm just a very excitable person, surprise, headset, hat in the air, all of it flies. He tosses the helmet, catch, sprint on the field.
This is good.
And this is all while I'm running onto the field, because I'm usually on the field before the touchdown actually occurs, which is completely illegal. But
I can only imagine the repetition this requires, Goose, to get it down to a science.
The best part of this is he will do his signal, and then he'll turn around and start looking. Goose, get ready. We're about to switch. And so he almost calls the touchdown every time.
Yeah,
this is the one we're going to score on. And so it's like, all right, well, I got to be ready to go.
This is the TD play.
So, and then it's just toss, catch, and watch him go.
Seamless transition.
It's fascinating all that goes into a football program, isn't it?
Behind the scenes action.
100%.
Stuff.
Well, Goose, this is this week is, I guess one of the less busy for you guys. You're just kind of in a holding pattern like everyone else. Where are we going? Who are we going to play? And then you start figuring out jersey color, what we need to get ready, what gifts and what warm-up suits and stuff like that the team's going to get too.
Most of the warm-up stuff, all the clothing has pretty much been ordered. It's just waiting for it to come in, and then, once you find out where you're going, then you got to put the patches on. So send it all off, get it embroidered, and then get it back. And
so y'all have patch guys.
We do have patch guys.
They have a lot of people for a lot of things.
Okay.
Y'all even got like a seamstress over there. Is that you?
It used to be.
You can sew, right?
Yes, I can.
Goose can sew.
But I don't do much of that anymore.
But you can.
I can.
You dabble.
Is it a question here, just in terms of the English language? Seamstress. Is there like a seamster?
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 A sir seamster?
Like a waiter and
they're
a waitress?
gender versions of that word.
Or is a male seamstress a tailor?
Whoa.
See, now you're
This is a good question to look up during the break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cutting cloth here, man.
This is good.
Cutting cloth.
This is good. Yeah. We're cutting cloth and we're cutting language barriers here.
See, I'll tell you what, one of the reasons it's good to have Goose here on the Red Zone is on the road trips. See, you two guys on the other side of the table, y'all don't know this phenomenon. You bus a couple hours before the game. Matt usually go on the bus with the team. Yeah. Being on the radio crew, there's the phenomenon of this early bus. There's a bus that leaves the road hotel usually in the range of 5-6 hours before a football game. And I think of some 11 a.m. road kickoff, Starkville, Mississippi. I think it left at 5. Yeah. I think we bust out of the hotel in Columbus, Mississippi at 5 a.m. All that goes into preparing a road locker room, which quite frankly aren't the nicest places in the world to work with, for you and your staff. I kind of want you to chime in on that because, like I said, there's the phenomenon of this early bus, and it takes up to that 5-6 hour span to get ready for the team's arrival for a road game.
We do a lot of it here, a lot of the prep work here. So all their uniforms and stuff, we've already pulled those over. Everything in their bag, just throw in the locker, pull out, and it's all ready to go. But, it's about 5 hours. We try to get to the stadium about 5 hours before they arrive and set up the locker room, the field, get ready for when they get there, because usually when they get there, guys like to go out, throw around, just kind of run around and loosen up. And so you're getting some guys that are getting dressed, some guys that are, getting loose. And
there's taping, training staff.
Training staff.
But I wanted to throw this in there. Like I said, these road locker rooms aren't the easiest place in the world to be in. To work in, space is at a minimum. When you see a road trip on the schedule before the year, is there one maybe you just dread more than others, knowing that you're going into that locker room and you got to deal with it way early before?
Are they listening to this?
No. People in College Station aren't listening, Goose. So don't worry about that either.
I think my mom will listen, that's about it.
She's okay with any disparaging of any road locker room.
Old Miss
I'll even throw
is
you
not the best.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Ole Miss visiting
I have a bone
locker
to pick
room.
here. If we're going to go there, I have a bone to pick. also slightly with you.
Uh-oh.
Last year.
If it has to do with the Ole Miss locker room, he's doing the best
I
he
think
can.
it's where we put him last year.
and he knows. So, henceforth, my bone to pick here.
Is there a garbage room in there?
So it's a small locker room, and, in any structure, it must be fortified, sometimes with pillars, of course.
Right.
And so there just happens to be, in this locker room, try to picture it here with me, folks, where you have your seats around the edge, and then there's seats in the middle, and there's just a back like a wall that goes right in the middle. So there's the ring along the center, and that's where a lot of the offensive players are on that inner ring. But it just so happens to be about this far, let's go a foot, 12 inches here, from that inner ring. There is a large support beam, and when I say support beam, I'm talking a yard in diameter is the word I'm looking for. Maybe big.
We
maybe
got that
bigger.
right.
Yeah.
We didn't get seamstress right, but we
And
got that
so
right.
that's, within 12 inches of where this bench is. And I'm walking around the locker room saying, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? And then I look and I'm like, okay, there's Kyle, Jake, Kyler running back. And I'm like, oh, there's a pole I can't see. And I'm like, I have to stretch around this pole. And I'm like, oh, there's me behind the pole. So I'm sitting there like this. For the folks that are watching from home, I'm sitting like this. We're going out to play Ole Miss in 15 minutes, and I'm curled up in a ball right here, almost in the fetal position at my locker because I can't even put my legs down. So that was a fantastic experience, and I appreciate that.
Was that planned, Goose?
In my defense, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I do not set up the
Here's how I envision
players' locker room.
that went.
I went to the
running,
field.
Gosh, we're running out of room. But we got room there. Just put McQueen there. And oh, come on. The poor kid. He's like, oh, he's a little guy. Put him there.
See, this
And
is
then that's
where Connor gets kind of hosed because typically we try to hose the specialist. And
Try to. He just admits it.
it's just we've got extra space. I put the kickers over there, and then it's we try to put all the quarterbacks together, but
I got it. But I will say, when I asked the question, the Ole Miss locker room was the one I had in mind.
It's not.
Well, it's kind of like the old one we had here and some of these other old
the
ones.
SEC ones, there's some space in there. South Carolina, Alabama's a big one. LSU's not. It's a little tidy and cozy.
I think another one of the locker room deals that's impressive to me is I used to always wonder, why after games we hop on, we shower off or everything, turn all of our gear back into them, and then we hop on the bus. But I always find myself wondering, God, why are we waiting so long? Like, what's going on? And then I just think, especially after winning on the road, whenever we have our water bottle fiascos.
Oh, yeah.
I dove headfirst into a water cooler this year after winning
there's
and fell out of it.
and completely fell out of it. And I'm like, what was that all about? I don't know. I blacked out. But yeah, they got to clean that up. Like, we're just throwing our stuff around, especially on the road. We're just like, let's just get out of here. Yeah. And I'm just, take sweatband, you're out of here. Tape, you're out of here. And someone's got to think, someone's got to pick this up. I'm like, wait, our buddy's got to pick that up.
Yeah.
And now, you're a smart kid. Now, if you correlate
Thank you.
your location in the Ole Miss locker room to the actions like that, maybe it all kind of makes sense now.
But
People are watching.
You only got one game left.
really,
to redeem
McQueen?
yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
But just for the record, I'm on the truck after the game,
Goose
so I'm not
is
even
loading
in the
big
locker room.
18-wheeler after the game. Are you literally the last human being on the buses to pull out of a road?
Yeah,
road
so
game?
we'll finish the truck, and usually Coach stays in the locker room and waits for me to walk in and say, "Hey, we're done. We can go now." And then
Kevin
we'll go.
Sumlin can't do anything without Goose.
He stays in the locker room and
Well, he does
waits.
his media stuff.
Yeah.
He's the last person to do the press conferences as well. So
That's true.
He's literally the last person that walks out. I just walk in and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, we're done, ready to go. I'm going to get on the bus."
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Go on.
Get
Well,
your
the nice
deal
thing
and get
is, no
going.
matter what bowl game the Aggies attend, which we'll find out on Sunday, it's probably going to be in an NFL stadium, or it is going to be in an NFL stadium. So you really won't have a whole lot of issues, per se, with space. He does also get to sit in the exit row on the plane.
that's true. That's true.
That's true.
So
you've
I'm
been
not
here.
feeling too – I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I'm not feeling that bad.
When you are the longest tenured Aggie on the football team, finally you get to pull a little strings. Year 9 here.
That's
You
good.
can't pull strings to get up in first class?
That's just no. No. Turns out I don't need that much room.
But guys, quick. When will the team kind of reconvene to get ready for bowl? And I'll ask you in a minute, Goose, because you guys have bowl prep to make, even though we don't know where we're going yet. But when does it? Do you guys have a plan of when the team gets back together and begins the bowl practice?
We do. This week they completely gave us off from football just to really get our schoolwork back in order. We're just working out this week, and next week, we'll find out what bowl game we're going to on Sunday, and then we'll work out and then meet as a team Monday afternoon to kind of discuss the plans. Just since bowl games are different at different times and in different places, so. Then on Monday we'll really hash out the rest of basically the rest of the year. Whenever we're going to start practicing, when we're going to travel, how we're going to travel, things like that. So I know we'll start practice, I think, next Friday for sure.
Okay.
And then maybe have a little bit more time off depending on how early we need to start bowl prep.
And Goose, in the interim, you guys have to somewhat plan despite not knowing a destination at the time.
Yeah, for us it's pretty much routine, normal routine as you would do. So our guys you pack your trunks, get ready to go, and then it's really for us the big thing will be how much practice time we're going to have at the bowl site and what all do we need to take. If it's a short amount of time, we may not have to take as much. If you're there for a full week, then that's when you start adding pads and
you have to take your entire
things
practice.
like that, yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty impressive.
You move a
That's
small
what I was thinking.
village.
Do y'all take 2 trucks then?
No.
Just the one truck?
I'd set everything game-wise will be put up in the very front of the truck,
And then, okay.
stacked from floor to ceiling, and then
Now we're having to get crafty in there then.
yes,
With okay.
helps having some smaller student managers that
Right.
can climb.
You're right, with the structure.
Throw it-
with the structure.
Throw
of
it in
all.
there.
Yeah.
Throw it in there. Connor McQueen and Bryan Gossett from Texas A&M equipment staff with us here on Studio 12. Connor, I wanted to ask you, since we haven't talked to you since then, coming out for Senior Day last week. We don't have to talk about the game. That's the beauty of our show. If we don't want to talk about a game, we ain't got to talk about it. But for you, how special was that to get to run out there? I mean, you had the towel said "Thank you, Aggieland." I thought that was a pretty special touch. You had any time to kind of reflect on that moment over the last week or so?
It's honestly been pretty cool after that, and with the sign and everything. I've had multiple people come up to me either after the game or on Twitter, or just around campus, and say like, "Thank you for everything you've done for the program, for this team." And really, that really hit home with me, and really made it all come full circle. I mean, it makes me think back whenever Coach Turner first got here, he wrote on the board in his offensive line meeting room. It's still on the board. It says, "Ask not what Texas A&M can do for you, but what can you do for Texas A&M?" Taking
military man right there.
Skewing the quote a little bit. I'm not sure that's exactly how it originated, but it's little things like that, and just really expressing an appreciation for everybody that's made my time here at Texas A&M so special. And there's just been people all throughout the university and all throughout the athletic department that I'll never forget, just because of the position that I'm in now, and I wouldn't be here without so many of those individuals.
Goose, how many Senior Days have you watched at Kyle Field? How many years you been here?
This season ends my 17th year.
17th.
Yeah.
My goodness. And I noticed the beard has a little gray now.
A lot of gray.
You deal with
You get these guys. Who's the most high maintenance guy over there?
No comment.
it's
not him.
It's probably the kickers.
Let's put it this way. It's definitely not me, because I have the former walk-on humility still sticking with me a little bit. Where I used to have to ask, I remember I used to go bug Travis Labhart and ask me if I needed something. I'd ask him to go up there and ask, because I was just, a true freshman walk-on player. I'm pretty much at the bottom of the list, and, it's pretty tough for me to pull some strings. I remember one of my buddies that was on the equipment staff, who was the quarterback equipment manager. I'm going to throw him under the bus here. Kevin. I remember asking him for some new cleats, because, I had one pair of cleats all throughout the season. And
for 5 years.
freshman year. And I was like, after the season, I was like, "Hey, man, you think I could get some new cleats?" And he's like, "Yeah, I I can see what I can do back there. And he gave me some old used cleats, lightly
You gave it
worn.
the wrong person.
Lightly worn. And I was like, because I couldn't ask anybody else. And he's like, yeah, man, I'll get you some. And he gave me 2 pair of old used cleats. I was like, yeah, man.
Jackpot.
We're rolling now.
Yeah.
I got some of the this was going into the 2013, and I got me some 2012 cleats. So, it was big time. I was riding high.
Before you go, Goose, I wanted to ask you this. I mean, Connor probably has a lot of influence in this, too, because I know you're on that what's the leadership group called? Is
The
there
Accountability Council.
Accountability Council. Uniforms, how obviously dark or light, but how are those determined each week? Is that Coach Sumlin? Is that these guys, or a combination of?
Well, when they meet with the leadership council, Coach Sumlin meets with them, and then he'll ask them what they want to wear, and obviously we'll know, home or away, but helmet, down pants, socks, they pick that out. And this year these guys have been pretty traditional.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing crazy, and so it's been easy for us.
Yeah.
You guys have a favorite uniform combo in the Sumlin era?
Between all the alternates, too.
Yeah, alternates
Yeah.
or throwbacks.
I'm pretty partial.
Or just the regular one.
I liked the Vandy last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Yeah, I like those.
kind of
I think-
grayish. Yeah.
Yeah, with the silver or the
Yeah. Also, I liked the LSU from 2013.
The onyx.
The gray ones. I mean, the performance was not indicative at
a lot
all.
of heat.
But right.
I really liked what
Yeah.
y'all did after that when we went to Missouri.
When we went to
with
Missouri,
the
that's what I was
white
going to follow
tops
with the
and
same.
gray
those,
helmet.
I really
Those-
like those
yeah.
helmets.
I think y'all called it
The
onyx
helmets
or
were-
something
yeah,
like
it was
that.
it was
Yeah.
onyx.
It's good stuff.
I'm
Throwbacks.
still
The 2
partial.
throwbacks has just been
Yeah,
unreal.
but I'm partial to the blacks at Mississippi State in 2012, just because
Very
it was
good.
so different and but they looked so sharp.
Oh,
they
yeah.
they really did.
Those were awesome.
Now, traditional uniforms, I'll tell you what one I liked, and I hadn't seen in a while, was the one we wore this year where we went white pants, maroon top, and then the white helmet.
Yeah.
It had been a while. I don't remember what game it was this year that
It
we
was
wore that for.
Auburn.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember we were talking about it, and everyone was kind of like, and we were talking about it in the meeting, and we were pretty split. I think we
Yeah.
got a slight majority vote on that, just because everyone was like, I don't know what that's going to look
Yeah.
like, and we got out there and like, oh, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Thought it was cool. That was cool.
Then the throwbacks, unreal. The 39s,
Of
the
course.
56s.
Oh yeah,
that's
they do a
as
fantastic
good
job
as it
with
gets.
those.
What about spring game this year? It's the 39 uniform against 56 uniform. Have the throwbacks match each other. Connor coaches one team. Trevor Knight coaches the other.
We're going inter-decade here.
Yeah. Connor's the head coach of the 39ers, and Trevor Knight's head coach of the 56ers.
How about we run that idea by Coach Sumlin afterwards?
Yeah.
I like the
Let's
spring
do
games
it.
to
See
be
how he feels. I
let's
think
do
he's
it.
trying to get
Get 'em
regular
done.
practice uniform.
You don't need that kind of
Yeah, we
difficulty
don't,
thrown into a spring game.
I think he's trying to get me out of here
It's as easy to do the regular practice.
I've got one last idea here. When do you graduate?
in the spring.
Okay, so is there
May?
a way we can we hire him as an intern? Can he be a ball boy for us on the opposing sidelines next year? How fun would that be, and how long would that last? A
It
quarter?
would last for the first. Yeah, I was going to say definitely no longer than a half before
Security.
some form of altercation occurs and the program ends up on Sports Center in a
If he's
not
talking to
so
the people.
positive light.
The other team is in a hurry-up offense. They look to the sidelines for a football, and Connor's like, "We're out of them. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are."
How'd that happen?
Yeah.
It's in the third row of the stands.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
how I
I
got
don't know.
there.
I've punted 3 of them, and I haven't gotten.
I threw it as far as I can, so it's about in the 4th row.
crappy footballs. I know what to throw. These
Yeah.
are not the right ones.
Then when the delay of
these are-
game
yeah.
hits, is
Hang on.
celebration.
Those balls, these are kicker balls.
Yeah,
I just don't want these.
You guys don't want to use this.
Yeah.
yeah.
It would be a great mic'd up segment for the Pulse, Will.
It
Just
would
saying.
be. It would be.
Maybe
So.
if the Pulse gets put on
HBO.
right, a premium network
Yeah.
here.
Is that where the
Viewer
FCC
dis-
can't really control it?
Exactly.
Viewer discretion is
Exactly.
advised.
That was probably one of the greatest things for me this year is following him around just to hear some of the things that he's a good trash talker,
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
especially when it's their team, their special teams out on the field. So
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Do
really,
you tell the other guy he can't hold like you?
I say
Can't
a lot
hold
of,
like me, baby.
I say a lot of things.
Yeah. Some encouraging, some not so much.
Right.
Just
Where
kinda
are we on
depends.
this holder of the year? Is that?
I actually
Put a shameless plug in. Let's go.
This past Friday, I was named a finalist.
Yes,
for
sir.
Mortel Holder of the Year.
There you go.
Chris Fowler tweeted at you.
He did. I did tweet back and forth with Chris Fowler a little bit. I did get mentioned during the Michigan-Ohio State game in overtime.
I saw that.
Chris Fowler mentioned the 3 finalists in the since one of the finalists is the Michigan Holder.
Phenomenal.
So we
Can fans vote, or is it just a?
I think it's if you want to vote, or I don't think there's an official voting method, but just express your appreciation.
Maybe that's my next tweet.
I think
Goose is back.
to the founder, the originator, the original recipient, the original. Wow,
Rewind.
we can help you here.
We can cut that out. Right?
Initial.
The original recipient.
There you go.
Of the Mortel Holder of the Year award is Peter Mortel. So that's P Mortel 1 at P Mortel 1. If you want to tweet at him and express your thoughts, comments, or concerns about who should win the award, I think that would be greatly appreciated. That'd be on Twitter.
Or if you just want to say thanks to Connor for 5 years of Aggie football, just
say anything
your appreciation.
like that. Connor, your hair is cool, like anything like that. You tweet Goose and say, Goose, nice.
Yeah.
Good air horn.
Yeah, I need a college football air horn trophy.
Goose, it's 2016. Nobody wears cargo shorts anymore. It's anything along those lines.
They're comfortable. What can I say?
Goose has got to be Goose. It's got to be Goose.
He's got to put his air horn somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need the pockets.
At least
I got a lot of stuff I got to carry.
Yeah, it's good. You can pack a lot of Swiss Army knives in those pockets.
Pins,
screwdrivers,
sunflower seeds, gum.
Sunflower seed gum, yes.
Backup whistles.
Well, see, this is good. We may have set a record for longest red zone because we didn't want to stop, but the show only has like 42 minutes of content, so we do have to say goodbye here, gentlemen. But Connor, Goose, thanks so much for the time today.
Yep, thank you guys.
And a Merry Christmas coming up.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Mm-hmm.